What if you want to export some of the data that is present on your Miro board to an external application? For example, imagine that you have just run a brainstorming session and you want to share some of the resultant information, some of the resultant ideas that were generated with external parties. Maybe you simply want to add them as a text file to an email, or maybe you want to export them to Excel and then share them in that way. Well, Miro does give you a few options of doing that. And we will in fact discuss 3 different ways in which we can save a CSV file from Miro. 2 of them are built in the application, and the third one uses the mappl-io spatial tables app. While there is a CSV export option in the board menu in the top left of your board, you should know that exporting CSV files from there would result in an export based on all items on your board, which in most cases is what you would not want to do. Most of the time you would want to focus on specific items in only a part of the board. And this was what we just did. We had run a brainstorming session with a few ideas that were added in. We select these and then we would choose the 3-dot icon in the bar that opens and select the Export to CV Excel option. This would result in downloading the CSV file and opening up an Excel spreadsheet, which we should examine. As you can see, we have the same items that we had on the Miro board placed in Excel in the same vertical order as they appear in Miro. This is a key bit. Every time we export CSV files from Miro in this way, we would get a list of data which would be ordered in the same vertical way as the data is placed in Miro. To understand a bit better what exactly happens when CSV data is exported in that way, let us run a bit of an experiment. Let us copy what we have on the board, duplicate it, place it side by side but not identically aligned vertically, and then let us view how the data would appear in a spreadsheet if it is exported in that way. As you can see, everything is once again arranged vertically in terms of ordering, and we are not subdividing the various sections on the board in any way. This is a key weakness of exporting data in that way unless you're careful. Now, if you need to export data from Miro, which does contain categories, you're in fact better off using something slightly different, which is again built in the software. You can use frames. Frames allow us to subdivide portions of the board and then assign them categories. So if you take your brainstorming session sticky notes and place them in separate frames, and then you select all of the frames together and export them as a CSV file, you will in fact get a subdivision of these sticky notes by category, where the categories are designated by the name of the frame. If you're happy with what we just did, where you would end up having categories and text content all in the same vertical column, this approach would work for you. But if you want something more, if you want to, for example, allow a hierarchy of categories, you might be better off using the mappl-io spatial tables export CSV option. In this case, we can have as many categories as we like, and these can in turn occur in up to 5 levels of hierarchy. So instead of just having a single brainstorming session category, we can introduce subcategories to further clarify what exactly we are thinking of. We can have topics, we can have further subdivision in terms of idea buckets, we might do and we should do categories. We can make this as complicated as we like. And of course, we can export the data, we can modify it, and we can open it as a CSV file in a spreadsheet. Please subscribe to our channel if you want to see more videos like this.